Hi guys, first of all I'd like to say thank you for joining me. My name is Manchester Nerfer. I run the Manchester Nerfers, which is a local Nerf gun club in the Manchester area. This introduction is just an introduction to the channel, what you may expect from me, and just a little bit of background knowledge on my actual club and what's gone on in the past 6 months. So, as I say, thank you for joining me. The reasons for this channel is not only to support the Manchester Nerfers club, but also to spread the word of the club. Now, there's a couple of things I want to address first, and I'm sure that a lot of you are aware there's been cuts up and down the country amongst many other things. And one of the places that's been hit is the little village I live in Manchester. There's a local community centre that has been trying to do what it can for the community, but unfortunately its funding has been cut. As a result, the community centre isn't open half as much as it was. It's not able to put on half as many clubs as it was able to, and it's not able to support the community. As a result of that, I decided to start up my own Nerf gun club, and the reason is that the community centre itself used to put on different club nights each night throughout the week for the kids in the area. Now, as I had discussed, the cuts have affected the community centre, not just that, lots of places up and down the country, but through no fault of their own, the kids that were attending these clubs are no longer able to go because the funding doesn't support the community centre, so there's no club. So like I say, for the past 6 months I've been running a Nerf gun club to give something back to the community, completely free. I don't charge anything for it. I basically work off any form of donations to put straight back into the club. So, as I say, the community centre had numerous different nights on throughout the week for the kids, and because funding's been cut, it's not able to put on these nights anymore. I attended the Tuesday nights before the funding was cut, and what I did is I used to take a handful of blasters down, eye protection, and a bag full of darts, and I used to get the kids somewhat acclimated with the use of the blasters and the rules of the games, and think of it as an icebreaker for them. And that was to give them a chance to prepare before coming to my club and then being amongst other nerfers. It takes away the, how can I put it, if anybody had any nerves or was a little bit anxious, I could soothe those issues by doing one-to-ones or just specifically looking after these kids that were attending my Tuesday nights. But unfortunately the funding got cut. It's no longer open on a Tuesday at the community centre, so I'm not able to host this acclimation session for the kids. And that was one way I was trying to give something back to them, because I don't run the Manchester Nerfers for a price. I do it absolutely free. I did the acclimation sessions absolutely free, and it was just to give back to the community centre and the kids in the area, because through no fault of their own, they're the ones being affected by it. And the stigma that comes with the kids, I'm not saying it's the kids that were at the community centre, but just the general population. Kids have generally got a bad reputation, and that's because of the stigma. So my idea was to take away that stigma and give them a better environment where they can not only learn new skills but be involved, and that way they're not being classed as a nuisance, should we say. Now, the club's free. I provide everything. I actually have an incentive in play where lots of people and clubs from up and down the country have been absolutely fantastic and helped me out with this. So the incentive is that once you've attended 2 or 3 different days of my club games that I hold, if you're unfortunate enough to not be able to purchase a new Nerf gun, I've been given that many, I can now hand them out for free. So not only does it give you a better foothold into the hobby, but you're not having to spend any money. They've not cost me anything, so I've got no hardship in giving them out for free. And it's a great way to not only broaden the horizons of the club and make it grow, but also get new people interested into the same things that me and my club members are interested in. Now, as I say, this is just an introduction video, and there'll be different things coming in the future as and when I'm able to post them. I'm currently sat in my work, which is a comic book shop. Anybody wants comics, shout me. So moving on, I've had a lot of help from the Nerf community in order to not only help my situation grow, but the club grow. Now, this help has come in many different forms, from donations in goggles, so eye protection, no goggles, no play. Simple as that. Blasters themselves, I've got so many people to thank, which will come a little bit later. Plenty full of darts. I even sat and went through 2 bin bags and a big bag for life and sorted them out into colour-coded darts. I've been given parts from 3D printing wizards who have been fantastic in helping me in my modifications. I've been given equipment such as TNT foam bombs that can be used in games. I've been given high-vis vests. I've been given bandanas so then we can identify teams and give them colours. I've been given mortars and LiPo batteries, that is, a LiPo charger. Basically, everything you need to be involved in a Nerf game, somebody has helped me out, and I must say thank you very much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this or be where I'm at today. I'd still be umming and ahhing and scraping and scrounging in order to just make ends meet to get something off the ground. So thank you, truly. And these thanks are to people such as Simon, Northwind from the Nerf community, Paul, which is Ratman99 UK, Phil Withington, the Sturdy Nerfer tier. We've also got the Furs, which is the fluffy unicorn rainbow soldiers, super affiliated. I got a stupendous amount of darts from the Battle of Nerf too. Thank you to Mark and Lewis and the rest of the guys that held that event. That was my first live outdoor event I'd ever been to. It was fantastic. I can't wait to get back there again. Nicholas, which is a foreign nerfer, I can't quite remember where he's from. I'd like to say the Netherlands. He donated a good amount of darts. There is Adam, who runs the Wolfpack in Leeds. He's helped me out in the past with LiPos, gave me my very first Vortex blaster the other day. It's fantastic, I love it, I just need more discs for it. There is also Lewis Dobson, who is giving me a Stampede, which has been modded by another Nerfer, and thank you very much for that, Lewis. Not only that, he gave me my first mag pouches, which are brilliant, so there's more equipment, thank you very much. And then there's Susie Tomlinson, who runs the Impact Northwest games. I know this is going a little bit off topic, but when I attended her event, she also has a son called Logan, as I do, and at the time Logan was going through operations and he was a bit under the weather. He's only 3 years old, and she made a little gift pack for him which had like Thomas the Tank Engine trains and Hot Wheels, which are his love of toys, and he loved them and he still plays them now, so thank you, Susie. Also Suzanne and George, who are kind enough to pick me up, run me to events and also bring me back home, and they do that off their own back. They don't expect anything from me, they live near me, and that is just great support from someone else in the community, so thank you very much, guys. I like the fact that you have been there since day one. I understand that you're not able to make it to every game, but the fact that you continue to support my club, thank you truly. Now, moving on, if you wonder why I keep looking down, I've actually got a bullet list of points written out because I'm not exactly up to date when it comes to doing interviews and things. I'd rather have everything prepared so I don't miss a thing. The club itself that I run, as I say, it's the Manchester Nerfers. We've got a Facebook page where I advertise games, upcoming games and other things as well. The location we play our games tends to be on Withenshaw Park, on the old golf course, which you can find next to the bowls greens. It's not a bad area. We've got sand bunkers and trees and nice big open area. The only catch is in summer all the bugs are out and you get bit and rotten. Big Al from Monkeytron Collective is a testament to that from when he was wearing his kilt. Not just that, when it's cold you feel it, it is cold, and then also when it's wet unfortunately that tends to deter people from coming out to certain games. Bad weather, you can't always help that. What else have we got to talk about? Ah yes, I have been trying to source a new area in the community. When I was in talks with the community centre, they've put me in contact with a couple of farms in the area, and I will be making a trip to them in the future to see if I can hopefully use some dead land they may no longer have use for, or they're just leaving it to regain its nutrients. So the idea is, if I can gain access to, say, a farmer's field, I've got 50 wooden pallets in my back garden that I can turn into obstacles, barriers, things like that, and hopefully make it a very personal playing field if all things go well. Equipment I've been given through, as I say, the Nerf community. They've helped me above and beyond, and they continue to support me, and I can't be more thankful than what I already am. As a budget nerfer, I tend to buy my blasters for the club and my personal blasters either second hand or I get them donated, and this is a great way for not only me to save money, because I don't get a lot of money from this job unfortunately, but it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. And as I said in the past, Tropicana Thunder, they've given me a massive box of blasters which is already being distributed amongst certain people who are looking to join the club. As I said earlier, I've been given LiPo batteries, goggles, team indicators. There's so much stuff. Now, what I would also like to discuss is something I've been thinking about. I've been talking to third-party companies such as Blastercore, and I do apologise if I get this wrong, Enoch Jeki. I'd like to say I've got some of it right, but I may have mispronounced it knowing my luck. Blastercore have been kind enough to let me speak to them and request a couple of their products to do some test and review videos, and as a result they've printed some stuff out for me, and the idea is once I get these products from Blastercore, I'll do a review video, not only just a review video but an in-game review, so you can see how the products used in game, how they work just as a review feature. But the idea is once I've done my review video, I will pass these third-party pieces, or if it's internals, I will attempt to do a modification with the new internals as well as a stock blaster, so there can be a comparison video from stock to modded. Once I've done that video, these items will then be passed on to other nerfers from the Nerf community. Mainly it's going to be the guys that have helped me out and helped the club grow. That's going to be the first course. I would like them to do their own review videos, but instead of posting it up on their own channel, I would like to collect these videos and put them as a compendium of videos, if you would. So you'll find that, we'll say for argument's sake, 5 to 10 people are doing their individual reviews, but the videos will all be combined into one big video. So what you'll get there is one long product video across 10 different people, so you can not only get 10 different opinions, it's not going to be a biased opinion because it's coming from different sources. Enoch Jeki said that this is a good idea and he hopes it does well, but the problem I had is when I approached him and asked him about requiring some parts from him, he said it was a bit hard to release products without actually having a channel. So this is another reason for the introduction, to explain what the channel is going to be about. So the club itself, we've discussed the location where we play and a couple of areas in the community such as the farmers and equipment. The games I tend to run tend to be things like good old-fashioned deathmatch. Won't be Nerf without a deathmatch. Typical Flux game where each team has a number of points that they need to allocate to their team colour-wise. A great little game that we played at the last Manchester Nerfers war was blaster swap on tags, but with a difference. When you get tagged out, I had a massive bag for life full of stock blasters. If somebody tagged you, you ran over to the bag, you put the blaster you had down and you took a fresh blaster out the bag and you carried on till all the blasters were gone out the bag. And that was a really fun game. So that is definitely one I will be implementing in the future. Limited lives. Now, Phil Withington and Paul, Ratman99 UK, have both made some little devices in the form of boxes. Each have made their own to be somewhat different from the next, but they are used for live counters, countdowns and things like that. So we play limited life games, say the first team to 10 lives loses. Oh, sorry, 10 tags should I say. And then I'm in the process, slowly but surely, I'm getting things made such as like club flags and logos. Then I can advertise not only the channel, the club, and maybe make some patches and merch for the club to broaden the horizons and help the club grow. I'll be doing a special thanks to that when these things are made. For future For future episodes, I would, as I was discussing, I would like to do the videos in relation to the stock and modded, so you can then get an idea of these individuals or third parties that are making these products, excuse me, that you can see what it is they do and in comparison to a stock blaster. So I'll give you an example. Mr. Ratman99 UK is currently doing some rough cut internals, new gears, and he's going to send me a set of them, and I'm going to acquire a second rough cut. So I will keep one stock and then I'll put the new internals from him into another stock rough cut blaster, and then I'll play them off against each other and give a review on that. I will also like to do some form of videos for loadouts, not anything special but more in the way of what kit I have and how I would utilise it in certain loadouts. I'll also be bringing modified blasters to the show in the future, which would be such as I've been given parts from Paul, Ratman99 UK, who has printed glow-in-the-dark parts for me, because the idea is I've got a strife that I'm going to make it glow from inside out. I've got UV strip lights which will be placed inside, and then under all these glow filaments, did a test video to send him and they shine like you would not believe. So the idea is I'm making my own personal strife that will glow in the dark but from the inside out, as opposed to shining the light on the actual filament to make it glow. It shines from inside to make it glow. Then also there's something in the works which me and the sturdy nerfeteer Phil Withington are planning to make. For anybody that has ever seen any of the Alien franchise films, if you know what an M41A pulse rifle is, we're looking to make one of them, and just to push the boat out a bit more, we're actually making the heavy gun from the film Aliens 2 as well. I forget the name of it, but that's going to be made from a Havoc fire. And then finally, as I've discussed earlier, I've been talking to third parties for their products, like Blastercore, who are kind enough to be printing stuff for me to pass out amongst myself and the rest of the Brit Nerf community to help boost my channel for the club and also spread the word of their products. And then there's Enoch Jenke, who I'm still currently in talks with, and then from there I can post in the future if anything should become of that. And then I'm also looking to speak to other companies out there as well. I'm not holding my hopes up high because, as I say, this is my introduction video. I'd be very surprised if certain companies would be willing to let a new YouTube nerfer have these products. It was just on the off chance that I questioned Blastercore and made a point that, without sounding too, how can I put this without swearing, without sounding too greedy, should we say, I made the point that there's a lot of little video YouTube channels out there which do just as good a job as some of the bigger ones, and if it was humanly possible for someone like myself to get some of their products to do a test as well as review and in-game review, but then, as I've explained, with the difference of passing it on to somebody else and making a big compilation video. So then you get 10 people's videos in one place instead of across 10 different channels. Multiple inputs. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for your time and listening. I'm very welcome to constructive criticism. If one of them's about sitting still, I can't. I have ADHD. I'm surprised I've not got up and jumped up around the shop. But other than that, thank you very much. If you want to share in the videos, or if you've got anything you'd like to send me, and I can do a test review and then also pass it on to someone else, and we'd use the same process as I've discussed, and then we not only spread the word of your companies and products, but we also help you grow. So thank you very much. Manchester Nerfer, the Kamikaze Ninja, signing out.